They say AI is replacing people, but if you're over 50, it might actually be your big comeback. I'll talk about that next in this short segment I like to call Life According to Barry. You know, life has a funny way of looping back on itself. I spent over 30 years in IT and software development, leading teams, testing systems, helping businesses deliver products that worked. But now that I'm in my 50s, I've run headfirst into something I never thought I'd face: ageism. The same industry that I helped build is now quietly pushing people like me out. They don't say you're too old, they say we're looking for someone more adaptable. Or we've gone a different direction. That's a good one. Because what they really are saying is we want younger and cheaper employees. I've seen the rejection emails, or worse, the silence after applying to a bunch of jobs on LinkedIn. And if you've ever seen my other episode, Why I No Longer Engaged on LinkedIn, you know exactly how I feel about that. And if you haven't, you can click this link and check it out. But here's the thing, and it's something that actually makes me smile. AI is changing the game, and it's doing something no company policy or diversity initiative ever could. It's making people over 50 relevant again. You see, AI can process information, but it can't recognize context. It can write words, but it doesn't know which words matter most. What AI needs more than anything right now is wisdom. And wisdom comes from years of mistakes, lessons, patterns, and experiences. The very things that people my age have been collecting for decades. Even researchers are starting to see it. A recent study from Stanford called Canaries in the Coal Mine found that jobs most exposed to AI were actually hitting younger workers harder than older ones. Employment for people in their early 20s dropped, while for older workers, it stayed steady or even grew. Think about that. Younger folks are anxious about AI taking their future, while older folks, the ones who've lived through every technical revolution since dial-up, see hope again. And I'll give you an example of that hope. This, right here. Years ago, I couldn't have done something like this. First of all, the platform didn't even exist. There was no YouTube, no podcast hosting sites, and no AI tools to help write or edit or even generate ideas. And keep in mind, I'm a one-man show. I don't have an editor, I don't have a production team, and while I write a lot of my own content, I don't have anyone to collaborate with and run ideas by. But now, with the tools we have, AI included, I can create, produce, and publish my own show from a single laptop. So in a strange way, the same technology that made some people feel replaceable is the same technology that made it possible for me to do what I've always wanted to do. So maybe the future doesn't belong to the young or the old. Maybe it belongs to whoever's still willing to learn. Then again, maybe it's always been that way. Maybe we were all just duped by marketing, told that success had an age range or that wisdom had an expiration date. Because suddenly, knowing how to think matters more than knowing how to code. But again, it's always been that way. The playing field isn't about who types fastest. It's about who understands why something matters in the first place. And that's experience. And that's context. That's judgment. In other words, that's us. No, people over 50 aren't obsolete. We're finally in a world where experience isn't a liability, it's the advantage. So yeah, AI might be coming for some jobs, but it's also giving a second wind to the people who built the world it's trying to understand. And that's life, according to Barry. Hey, if you made it this far, it probably means you enjoyed the episode. If so, please hit the like button and share the video. It helps my channel more than you know. And if you want to see more of my content in the future, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new episodes. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay out of the left lane if you can't keep up.